And I'd been reading the story of Samson last week, so I thought, okay, and then Fran mentioned to me also the story of Samson, so I thought I'll talk about him. But then, like yesterday, I think it was, God, can you speak about something that's real to you at the moment? Like something that you're going through at the moment? Because it's always better, when you're going through something, it's really like something that's fresh and something that you can be passionate about.
Whoa, what's that smell?
Smell? Oh, well, that's my trash. I'm a little embarrassed about it.
Oh, well, is that why you've been avoiding me?
Avoiding you? I haven't really been avoiding you. I just, I don't want to get close to you. I mean, I don't want you to smell it.
I'll take it, Kat.
Oh, no, that's okay. I mean, I made it. It's my trash. I should carry it. It's okay.
Yeah, but Kat, this is my job.
Right.
I take people's trash. That's what I do, so...
Right, okay, well maybe I could go and just clean it up a little bit, and then I'll come back.
No, Kat, I don't need you to do that. Okay, I'll take it from you so you don't have to carry the weight.
Oh, well,
Come on. Just hand it over. All right? Let go. Yeah. How's that feel?
Here. Wow. That is crazy.
Just loosen it up a little bit.
Check that out. I don't know if I've ever moved like that before.
Well,
that is crazy. I feel so free and alive.
It's the lack of trash.
Wow, it's just like, this is the craziest feeling I have ever had. It's like something's missing,
Well, get used to feeling free, because that's what you are now.
Right, okay.
What are you doing?
I gotta get one thing, okay? Hold on.
Get one thing? No, don't open the bag.
Thank you so much for your sacrifice. I really appreciate all that you've done for me.
What's going on here, Kat?
What?
Look, I'll take the trash, but you need to put that back.
Oh, no, actually, that's okay. This is mine. It's my piece. I want to keep it.
No, it goes right back in the bag, so I'll help you. Here,
No.
put it here.
No, Jesus, I need to remind myself not to make more trash. I mean, that just
Kathleen,
makes sense.
I will remind you not to make more trash.
Oh,
okay?
well, Jesus,
That's what I do. We'll walk together.
I know, but I should be in a better place than this by now. I'm constantly doing things wrong, and I'm constantly letting you down.
No, the only thing that's letting me down is you taking the stuff back.
Okay.
Look, I took care of the trash before you even created it. Look, don't you see what's happening? Every time I take your trash away, you come back and take another piece. And the more pieces you carry around, the more trash you attract. It reeks. Kat, when I look at you, I don't see your sin. I see you. The real you, the free you. This is what I'm fighting for. This is what I died for.
Jesus, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
I've already forgiven you. The question is, will you forgive yourself?
I have very poor self-control, and I latch onto a sin, and I just keep doing it over and over and over again, and I just can't stop. I can't help myself. And the worst part of it is, it's wrong, and it's making you completely miserable, but you can't stop doing it. I keep this is my personality. I think I have an addictive personality or something. Sometimes the sins are socially acceptable, sometimes not so much, but there's sins still. And I find what happens with me is at the beginning, I'm in denial a little bit. It's not a sin, it's not a big deal. I try and justify myself a little. And then after a while, I find myself getting further and further away from God. And I find myself, one thing that I notice, I'm not able to do Bible studies. And I feel guilt. I feel this sense of guilt whenever I start talking about God. I feel like, who are you to talk about God? You're such a hypocrite. You can't speak about Jesus to people. You're such a hypocrite. I remember there was one day, I was meant to go out to service in the afternoon, and I can't remember what the sin was, but I did a sin in the morning. I was so upset with myself. And I remember I got on my knees and I was like, I'm going to call that person and cancel the service in the afternoon. I was meant to meet somebody. I'm worse than anyone else. prayed, and then I felt God, like Jesus almost laughing at me, saying, "Oh, now you finally get it." He's like, the times that you go out and serve and feel that you're good enough to go and speak about me, those times you're too proud. Today, you got the message. Today, you understand, like, properly, like, you're never going to be good enough, or you'll never be worthy enough to come and serve me. But I love you. And I will give you the word, and I will bless you to bless other people. Like, you're so proud that you're shocked with yourself whenever you sin. And he said, it shouldn't be like that. Not that I'm saying Jesus is giving me a license to sin. He was saying, like, know that the good that's in me is me. Like, and you're growing. It's okay. Like, and I've been talking to John, my fiance, and he keeps telling me that it's a struggle. Like, it's the struggle that counts to God. It's not the result. It's the fact that you fall and you get up again. You fall and you get up again. This is my second trip to Toronto to see John. And the first time I came was in October. So John was being really sweet and really gentlemanly, and he's like, don't bring any toiletries with you, any, like, ladies' creams and stuff like that. So I'll buy everything you want. He's like, tell me all the names of everything that you use, and it turns out I'm a little bit high maintenance, so he spent a small fortune in a shop called Shoppers Drug Mart, or something. I don't know if you guys know what it's called. He got me all the things that I wanted. He's so sweet. Anyhow, so he spent like a small fortune, and they gave him this little voucher. So he left it for me next to all my toiletries, and he's like, go ahead and if you need something else, go to the store again and go get whatever you want. Like, I think it was a $10 voucher or something. So he found it, like, this is like 3 months ago. He found it yesterday, and he's like, oh, we should use this voucher. And he's like, oh, it expired. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think there was any benefit to using it. And he's like, why? That's like $10, like for free. And I was like, in England, when you get vouchers like this for shops like this, you have to spend something to actually, so they tell you spend minimum £30, and then you can get like the £10 off. So I thought there's no benefit, just a con to kind of get more money for you. And he said, no, I already spent the money that needed to be spent. Now this voucher is free. Like, you don't need to spend anything, like this voucher is like a free pass. And it's kind of like what we saw in the clip there. Like, Jesus is saying, like, give me your burdens, give me your trash, give me your guilt, give me all these things that are weighing you down, the things that you're struggling with, bring them to me. This is a big problem that a lot of us have. We wait until we feel good enough to come. Like, a lot of the time people say, oh, I'm not good, I've been really bad this week, I can't have communion. I think it's the opposite way around. Like, communion is our treatment, it's our medicine. Like, we need, like, when we're in the middle of our sin, like, and in the worst, the deepest of the deep, that's when we need him the most. Like, he said it himself. He goes, I didn't come for the righteous, I came for the sinners. Abuna Abraham, I think he came to visit your church like a couple months ago. He was visiting us in London, and he gave us this beautiful Bible study. The first verse in Luke 15, it says, then the tax collectors and the sinners all came to hear Jesus. I was like, wow. Like, Jesus is somebody who attracts, like, scum, who attracts people like me. It doesn't repel them. Like these days, the way we think of church is church repels people who are sinners because they feel more guilty, they feel more, condemned. No, that wasn't how it was with Jesus. Jesus, he attracted them. He made them feel, you're okay, come. And like the same way that she was like, she didn't want to come anywhere near him because she was carrying the rubbish bin magazine, say in England, which like smelled a lot. He's like, no, come on, take it. She couldn't believe you take it from me for free. And I felt like Jesus was saying that to me the last 2 days. He was like, why are you distancing yourself? And you know what it is as well? The devil, he comes and he whispers in your ear and tells you, Jesus is angry. Jesus, like when you're kids, your parents teach you, I shouldn't do so many so Jesus doesn't get upset with you. That's not like biblically. Like, it doesn't say that he will get upset with you when you sin. He said, I came to seek those who are lost. I was reading the story of the Samaritan woman by the well. Beautiful story. So, like, it's a very similar story to what we go through. She had 5 husbands. I was reading the rate of divorce. I can't remember why I was reading it. But it was saying, like, the first marriage, I think the rate of divorce is like 40%, second marriage is 60%, I think it goes up a little bit. So you would have thought by the 5th marriage, she's going to, like, like, get the hint, it's not the way to go, but she keeps doing it again. Which is exactly what we keep doing with our sins. Keep doing it again and again and again. So he meets her by the well. like in the middle of the daytime. So she's like to go. I don't know if you guys have like been to very hot countries like Sudan, Egypt. Like you don't go out in the middle of the daytime. Like if you're anything like me, you wait until like it's 8. The sun has definitely set before you exit your house. So she went in the middle of the day, like in the worst of the heat, and like to the middle of the kind of like a deserted area to go collect water from the well. She doesn't want to see anyone. She's so ashamed of her sin. And oops, look who she bumped into. Jesus. And like that's how it is with a lot of us as well. Like when we're in the middle of our sin, I don't want to see anyone from church. Especially those happy, clappy, Jesus, I don't want to see any of those people. And she bumped into Jesus. And he knew everything about her, and I don't know what it was. Something about her made her feel, I don't know if you've had that feeling like sometimes you just come to Jesus, or if there's a really sweet father of confession. Like John was telling me, his father of confession just passed away 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. He always used to say at the end of the confession, we'll start from you. Like you confess your worst sins, and you're like expecting your opponent to maybe hit you over the head or something. We'll start from you. Start from you. That's exactly what Jesus. And it says like the righteous man, the good man will fall like many times a day. The difference is he gets up again. The devil doesn't want you to believe that first. It's a verse in the Bible. He doesn't want you to believe it. He wants you to think, oh, you've messed up. You've messed up. You're never going to be like Abuna. You're never going to be like, you're never going to hear God's voice. Forget about it. Like maybe go to Sunday school or go to church a little here and there, but you're never going to be that close to God. That's what he wants you to believe. It's not true. Like he loves us so very much. There's another clip I want to show you. It's from the Passion of Christ. It's a little bit gory. So if you read it, it's 2 minutes long. So if you don't mind.
Veamos. Y la vuestra. Pues. y la manteca de ideas.
There's a verse in the Bible, I'm paraphrasing this, I can't remember exactly how the verse is, but it says that he endured the shame of the cross, looking like each one of us in the middle, and it says like he died for us while we were yet sinners, like not when, like Mary was a very pure Sunday school teacher or whatever. No, he died for me like when I was in the worst, like just sit and imagine the worst sin that you have ever done that maybe nobody knows about. He was thinking of you in the middle of that sin while he fell to the floor, and like when if you lift something heavy, you need to like get a bit of like energy, like push yourself up, something to motivate you a little bit. And the thing that motivated him, I make all things new. Like it was you and I looking at us while we're in our sin, like in the most gunky kind of looking appearance. You know the story. This God has touched me about this actually. Like recently, I never really like it never became so real to me. You know the story of the woman who's caught in adultery? It's not the adulterous woman, it's the woman who's caught in adultery. To be caught in adultery means you are like exposed naked and seen probably by men. Like imagine, it's not like maybe in our Sunday school lessons we were, or the Bibles with nice pictures or whatever, even if you go online, I tried to look online for a picture that was graphic enough to show what it would have looked like. Everything, it's all very sterile. But when you actually imagine, this woman was caught in the act. She was caught, humiliated, exposed. I don't know if they caught her in the middle of the act and brought her out straight away in front of Jesus. She probably still wasn't dressed properly in front of Jesus in that situation. And if you could just imagine how gently he must have looked at her, right? Like what? Like people wouldn't want to associate with her. And he looked at her so gently. Sin no more. I was talking with John about this like the other day. Like Jesus, a lot of time he would heal people, and this has been puzzling me. And he would say, "Go and sin no more. Your sins are forgiven you. Go and sin no more. Go and sin no more." So what do you mean, go and sin no more? Of course, I'm going to sin again and again and again. But I think this is the hope that he has in you and I. Go and sin no more. The Tidim and Giddy will start from you. I make all things new. Like I remember I was listening to this like very spiritual lady, and she was saying whenever she would sin, like she served and gave Bibles in these youth meetings and stuff like that. She said whenever she would sin, she would spend the next week not cancel all of her meetings, not do anything, and just lock herself in a room, read the Bible, and pray, and feel very bad about herself. And God said, "What are you doing? Just get on your knees, confess, and then get up again and carry on with the work. There's no time to waste. Carry on, just get up and carry on." But what the devil wants you to do is to feel guilty, and to feel bad, and I have to punish myself and not have communion this week. Oh, no. That's not how he is. I can't remember if it's 1st or 2nd Corinthians, but he talks about like godly sorrow. He goes, remember what diligence, what zeal, what vehement desire it produced in you. That's what godly sorrow should do. Not make you feel guilty and low about yourself and insecure and just like, oh, that's it. I'm never going to change. I'm just going to settle for a relationship with God like this. That's it. No, that's not what he says. He says, your godly sorrow produces a passion in your heart. You know why? Because you know the story of the woman who again, a sinner woman, the one who had the alabaster flask and like cried on Jesus' feet, said, who's been forgiven much, loves much. The devil can't stand that. You know what it means? It means, yeah, I'm a sinner, and I'll go and confess my sins, and I don't love much because I realize how terrible my sin is, but I realize how supreme his love is. No clauses, no catches. There's nothing I can do to deserve it. It's that incredible. You know, there's something ingrained in our hearts that we want to feel that we've done something to make us worthy for God to forgive us. It doesn't work like that. No. That's the beauty of it. John was having lunch at my at home in London, like with my parents, and Mommy cooked this huge feast. John, every time he comes to us to visit us in England, it's fasting time. Mommy's like, so she has to cook fish and it's yummy, like fasting food. Anyway, so we had a huge spread on the table. And I was take like slight, I'm a slow eater, so I take them slowly. Then John turned around and looked at me and he goes, Mary, if you lost any more weight, you'd be invisible. And I just burst out laughing, because like I'm not skinny, I'm like a curvy lady. I just burst out laughing. I thought it was so funny. But then it reminded me, in Song of Songs, like in the Bible, Jesus says, you are all fair, my love, and there is no spot in you. You are all fair, my love, and there is no spot in you. And she actually describes herself. She says, I'm dark, and like I've been in the sunshine. Because you are beautiful. There is no spot in you. You are perfect. And that is exactly what, again on the cross, he did that for you and I. Like he rose again, he goes, I make all things new. It's just indescribable for us. I mean, it's something we can pray about and ask God to let us understand a little bit more. It's easy to hear the words and say, yeah, that's fine, but to really understand what that means. A little confession. I had an argument with my mom like a month ago. Like, ooh, big argument. We love each other very much, so sometimes the ones you love the most, you argue with a little bit. So we argued a bit that day, and it was a bit emotional. And then after I apologized, it was my fault, and I apologized to her, and I just felt so bad. I kept apologizing. I was like, I'm so sorry, Mommy, I'm so sorry. She goes, I would never, she goes, whatever you do to me, I will never, ever be upset with you. Upset for you, but never upset with you. And she was crying too. And that just gave me, and Mommy's human, like, she's got, like, my mom's an angel, but she's human, like, so compared to Jesus, can we begin to imagine how he looks at you and thinks about you and I? Can we? Also, I'm discovering this. When you feel loved, and when you feel somebody believes in you, it gives you extra boost to be who they believe you are. You know what I mean? Like, if you read in like child psychology books and stuff like that, they say like give positive input to your kids and whatever, and then they'll be it. But if you're always saying, oh, you're never gonna amount to anything, you're never gonna be like, which is what the devil does to us, then that's what you're gonna do. But if you really believe how Jesus looks at you, so this is what I wanted to share with you. So at the beginning, I can't remember if it's one of the Gospels. So Jesus sees this guy called Nathaniel, standing off afar in the distance. He's never met him before, and he knows his name. And the guy sees Jesus coming. He's like, "Oh, can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Nazareth. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? He's making fun a little bit of Jesus. You know what Jesus says? He goes, "Behold, a lovely guy in whom there is no deceit. There is no evil in this guy." What? He just slandered you a little bit. Instead, he says something beautiful about him. Or Simon Peter, when he meets him, goes, "You be called a rock." Peter is a bit flaky. If you guys use that word here, is a bit flaky. Like he messed up several times, But Jesus looked at him and goes, Abuna Shaw was giving a Bible study 2 weeks ago or something, and he was sharing about Onesimus, who was a slave, and St. Paul, he messed up big time, and he cheated on his boss, and St. Paul bumped into him in jail, I think. And through St. Paul's preaching, he came to know Jesus, and his life changed totally. And John was telling me that this guy became a bishop later. And St. Paul backed him up and wrote letters of recommendation about him. That's exactly what Jesus does for you and I. Whatever our past, whatever our current even, whatever sins you're struggling in now, he sees the potential. And the last thing he wants, never ever let sin separate you from Christ. Carry on sinning, but just get on your knees and kneel in front of him. Okay, it's fine. But what the devil wants you to do is feel guilty and just stop praying because you feel so guilty. You can go and kneel and say, okay, I know I'm going to do this sin. I plan to do the sin in the next 5 minutes. Okay, just go and kneel. And then go and do the sin. Fine. But the worst thing we can do is to cut ourselves off from him. And he's working on us. It's not like Jesus says, oh, I want you to be pure, and then he leaves you to your own devices. No, that's not how it works. He's in it with you. He's in it for the long run. Should one last question? Paying attention to the time. So this is a kind of funky rap music
woman, no distinction, of little importance. I am a woman of no reputation save that which is bad. You whisper as I pass by and cast judgmental glances, though you don't really take the time to look at me or even get to know me. For to be known is to be loved, and to be loved is to be known, and otherwise what's the point in doing either one of them in the first place? I want to be known. I want someone to look at my face and not just see 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, and 2 ears, but to see all that I am and could be, all my hopes, loves, and fears. There's too much to hope for, to wish for, or pray for, so I don't, not anymore. Now I keep to myself, and by that I mean the pain that keeps me in my own private jail, the pain that's brought me here at midday to this well. To ask for a drink is no big request, but to ask it of me, a woman unclean, ashamed, used and abused, an outcast, a failure, a disappointment, a sinner. No drink passing from these hands to your lips could ever be refreshing, only condemning, as I'm sure you condemn me now, but you don't. You're a man of no distinction, though of the utmost importance, a man with little reputation, at least so far. You whisper and tell me to my face what all those glances have been about, and you take the time to really look at me, but don't need to get to know me, for to be known is to be loved, and to be loved is to be known, and you know me. You actually know me, all of me and everything about me, every thought inside and hair on top of my head, every hurt stored up, every hope, every dread, my past and my future, all I am and could be. You tell me everything. You tell me about me. And that which is spoken by another would bring hate and condemnation. Coming from you brings love, grace, mercy, hope, and salvation. I've heard of one to come who would save a wretch like me, and here in my presence you say, I am he. To be known is to be loved, and to be loved is to be known. And I just met you, but I love you. I don't know you, but I want to get to. Let me run back to town. This is way too much for just me. There are others, brothers, sisters, lovers, haters, the good and the bad, sinners and saints, who should hear what you've told me, who should see what you've shown me, who should taste what you gave me, who should feel how you forgave me. For to be known is to be loved, and to be loved is to be known. And they all need this too. We all do. Need it for our own.
About being a good person, being nice, behaving well. It's about like being with the one who gave everything for you. Like he wants to enjoy your company. He just wants to enjoy your company. He doesn't want like you to go and fix yourself on campus. No, come and enjoy him, be close to him. Like like married couples, they end up like just by living together, they end up looking like one another. You can match aunties and uncles. You know which one's which. You know like which ones go together because they look or they talk like each other. They have like similar movements. That's what will happen when we spend time with Christ. So the key thing, if you want to defeat a sin, just spend time with Him. Keep doing your quiet time. Okay, you're still doing the sin. Okay, no problem. Just keep doing your quiet time. Keep spending time with Him. Keep enjoying Him. Don't let this feeling of guilt weigh you down. No, just confess it. Okay, you're going to confess it every time to Him that you meet Him. Confess it every time. It's not a big deal. Like I felt at one point in time, actually, God told me, don't focus on that. Okay, just keep. You're struggling with it. Okay, fine. You're being open with me. Okay, fine. Let's look at other things, and that will be dealt with in the right time. I don't know if that's a theologically correct thing, but it works. Because a lot of the time we just get into a rut. We're just focused on the sin, on the guilt. No, okay, I'm struggling with the sin. Okay, I'll get advice from my father in confession, but I'm gonna keep enjoying it. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Anything they'd like to share?
Very good.